What's going on, everybody? It's Part-Time Deep Dive, where we break down basketball. Coleman Hawkins is a former Illinois transfer who was paid $2 million to play basketball at Kansas State. And it goes without saying, he is playing really bad this season. Just at a glance, Coleman is averaging 8 points on horrendous 30, 23, and 60 splits, and has only one game above double digits. And when you look at the offense and the guys that they have on their team, you would think, hey, his stats are probably that bad because the offense isn't centered around him. But in these clips that I'm going to show you, it's obvious Coleman Hawkins can be the vocal point of this offense. Offensively, he just doesn't have anything in his tool bag good enough to score as many points as you would think $2 million is worth at the college basketball level. And it comes from the first possession in this game against LSU. He gets the ball. It looks like they're running and setting up in some sort of offense. But Coleman Hawkins, look at him, at the logo, out of the play. He gets it, shot clock winding down, trying to make a move. He doesn't attack the smaller guard in front of him. He's just interested in the step back three. And you miss. And now we're going the other way, 5v4. And you see a lot of these unorganized plays where he has to create for himself in this game. Like when he comes off this dribble handoff and shows the ball too early and gets poked. And if I didn't mention it before, and this could be a Jerome Tang thing, but Coleman Hawkins stands in corners a lot when he's not creating bad shots for himself. With me, I'm under the notion that if you're big can play, make your offense will thrive. In this play here, Hawkins' screen allows McDaniel to get by the big man, force help in the paint, and give a good look. This is another heads-up play by Coleman Hawkins where his ability to front the post gets his point guard an open layup. But the pass IQ is there. There is a level of playmaking that Coleman Hawkins can do here, and I think can translate into the next level. And here's another great example of Coleman Hawkins playmaking. He's able to draw two, gets up in the air, finds his big man. He just can't finish the layup. Here's another example of Coleman Hawkins making the right play. The fans didn't agree with him not going up with this layup, but he still kicked it out, believed and trusted in his shooter that he would knock it down. Like I said, a playmaking big thrives at this level, but you also have to create for him. Watch the screen at the elbow, get him open for an easy layup. And you start to wonder, had these actions been ran earlier in the game, how many more points would Coleman Hawkins have? Because just like in this clip from the first half, LSU switched a lot off of the Coleman Hawkins ball screens. And tell me if I'm wrong, but these looks are very similar to that of Hunter Dickinson, who is a premier big at Kansas. Another thing Coleman and Hunter Dickinson have in common is their suspect defense. For Dickinson, it's more understandable. A flat-footed big who can't hedge too hard on screens because he's the only rim protector on the floor. Coleman's issues come from effort, well, lack thereof, and discipline. If you look at this clip here, Coleman's doing a good job. He follows his man, has good screen coverage, forces a ball pickup, another ball screen, and is going to jog his way back into the play, but he makes up for it. He give up an offensive rebound, but still alter the shot. Now the ball's going the other way. And in this clip, it's effort. He does a good job at stopping the ball screen, preventing it from going anywhere. But once that screen comes and the point guard is doubled, it's Hawkins' job to jump up and stop that pass from happening in the corner. And this clip is an example of both. Coleman Hawkins is the last line of help, and when the ball goes into the paint, it is his job to rotate. He does it late and fouls the big. And don't get me wrong, Coleman Hawkins is a serviceable help defender. You see him here in this play, staying in help, talking, arms wide, getting long. Or like in this clip where Coleman Hawkins is forced to guard two people in the paint. But for every play that he's in position, there's two plays where he's out of it. And this clip right here isn't even defense. But there is potential defensively. When Coleman Hawkins is able to put it together and combine effort and discipline, he's a great help side defender and is a good rim protector with his height and wingspan. And right here in this next clip, he's guarding a point guard. He's looking off, worried about other things, and is able to turn his hips and get that steal. And this is another play where him being in the right spots is able to get him a charge and more momentum for his team. But it is very misleading when the fastest we see him run and the most effort we see him give is when a scoring opportunity presents itself. All the ups and downs of this game that Coleman Hawkins has experienced, he goes out, loses his head, makes a stupid play like this. To end the night, Coleman played 32 minutes, had 8 points, a turnover, 3 personal fouls, 2 steals, a block, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Didn't hit a 3-pointer, but made 2 free throws, shot 30% from the field. Another inefficient game to add to the Coleman Hawkins Kansas State experiment. My issue with Coleman Hawkins is his inconsistency. Off ball, it's a ton of standing around, but on the ball, he holds it a lot and forces shots that he really should not be taking. The play calling on this team looks absolutely abysmal. You paid $2 million to get this guy here, and throughout that game, I maybe saw 3 to 4 plays that were designed to get him the ball in his sweet spots, which is within that 15 feet area. And thankfully on defense, things are a lot better. It's the little things for Coleman Hawkins as far as effort and discipline, but at the same time, you do look at the situation and think it's a little sad that your 5th-year senior is looking like one of the most undisciplined guys on this team defensively. Coleman has a lot of upside, and I think that he would have been a good draft pick for a team that needed a big that could fly around and have decent touch at the rim. But to pay a guy $2 million to be your number 1, it looks like Coleman Hawkins just is not that. If I had to give a grade, Coleman Hawkins would get a C-. Jerome Tang would get a D. This is your first big test with a team that has potential to make the college basketball tournament, but it seems like play calling on top of the other list of things that I've mentioned throughout this video will hold them back if things don't change them.